Good morning, I'm in Hereford. So it is Thursday morning and today I am going to sew with some bees. So my lovely friend Lucy, who is the sewing gardener, and I'm currently in her beautiful garden, she allowed me to stay in her house last night, which was absolutely wonderful, and I slept like a baby. It was amazing. So I've had a really good night's sleep. We've just had some lovely breakfast. And yeah, we're just about to go to Hereford and we're going to sew with the lovely Kaz, Queen Bee, and not the original Queen Bee, and Stuart and the lovely Dan. So it's a full sewing day and I thought I might take you along. So if you fancy that, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you love these types of videos. And yeah, come along with a day of sewing with me and Lucy. Hello. It's Friday now. Fried Egg Friday. I've got my fried egg sweatshirt on. Do you know what? I can't for the life of me remember. I'm pretty sure it's the Jackson pullover by Helen's Closet. But without going back and looking, I really can't remember because I've made quite a few sweatshirts in my time. But yeah, and I'm wearing it with my Merchant and Mills Heroin jeans that I actually made for summer, but they go really nicely with this outfit. So I know it's winter, but I've got them on anyway. And I will try and put a full length twirly up so you can see. I'm going to do a quick apology. I did want to do this video yesterday. We didn't get back until really late, so it just wasn't possible. And it was raining heavily, and it is still raining heavily now. And so if you do hear some heavy rain in the background, I'm in the basement and the rain comes down into the window, into the stairs, that comes down into the basement, and it can be a bit loud. I do apologise, but I've had a look at the forecast and it's going to rain all day today. So if I don't do this video now, you're never going to see it. So here I am, rain and all. I had the best day yesterday. I know I say that a lot because I'm just the kind of person that enjoys life. I love life. I love everything that it kind of brings, and I try and make the most of every day. But yesterday was something else. It was absolutely fantastic. So as I alluded to in the little bit of footage that you've just seen, and hopefully you've seen my day, the lovely Lucy, who is the sewing gardener, she kindly, now I remember one of the first times that I met Lucy, her saying to me, "Nothing ever goes on in Hereford, Sam. Nothing ever goes on in Hereford." So as soon as I heard about the Hereford Sews event, I of course messaged Lucy straight away and said, something exciting's happening in Hereford. And she was like, "Oh, if I can get the day off work, I'll be there anyway, all sorted." And she very kindly invited me to stay in her home, which was absolutely delightful. So on the Wednesday night, the wonderful Mr. Sparkles, because I'm not driving at the moment, decided that he would take me all the way to Hereford, which is about an hour and a half away, after a full day's day at work and then drive back again. So I could stay at Lucy's house and then have a full day at Hereford Sews. And then bless his little cotton socks, he came back last night, picked us up. We went out. We did treat him to a really good burger dinner, and then drove me back again. So yeah, big shout out to the Mr. Sparkles, who without him I couldn't have had such a wonderful day. So yeah, so me and Lucy headed into Hereford yesterday morning, and we were joined by like star-studded bees. It was fantastic. The event was organised by the lovely Stuart, and he brought his wife and the lovely dog Treacle. Treacle was like my emotional support dog yesterday. She was lovely, and I did know Treacle was coming because Baby Sparkles reminded me that Stuart's dog was called Treacle, and wondered whether she would be there, whether Stuart would be there with Treacle. And yeah, and so I did bring some doggy treats, and Treacle enjoyed those, and then that meant that Treacle was my friend for a lot of the day. But I have to say, she did befriend a lot of people, and that was lovely. And then of course there was the lovely Kaz, who was the winner of season 11. I'm really sorry if this is spoilers for everybody, but obviously it has already happened. So yeah. And then the lovely Dan, and as a surprise guest, the lovely Gaynor came. So yeah, Baby Sparkle's sewing nan Gaynor turned up. I mean, can you imagine my delight? It was lovely. And I just have to say a really special thanks to all four of them, because they made the whole day just so wonderful. I have never met such kind, thoughtful, wonderful people. They really made the experience. They were so generous with their time and their knowledge. There was all sorts of different sewers in the room. There was beginner sewers, intermediate sewers, sewers that just there for the day out. There was very experienced sewers. But the bees buzzed around and helped anyone that needed it, and was full of advice. I learnt lots of things yesterday. I had a go with some very expensive scissors that Kaz had bought with her. I learnt a few things that I didn't already know about pants. Yeah, it was a really, really lovely day, and they were just so kind and generous. So yeah, so we had Kaz, Stuart, Dan and Gaynor, and they also brought with them the rack of mainly Kaz and Stuart's makes. As I said, Gaynor wasn't kind of planned to be there, so she hadn't bought her makes, and Dan had popped over from Ireland because he's currently really busy working on Panto. And yeah, so their makes were there, and they were really happy for you to pick them up, look at them, inspect inside, you know, and had some really, really interesting stories to tell about the show, about the kind of application process, about the interview process, about the show itself, the filming process. And they weren't shy. It was really lovely. I mean, I have been to quite a few of these Q&A things, and I definitely found out things that I hadn't found out before. And the reason I'm not going to go into too much, because I don't want, you know, it was a secret special thing for us. So if you fancy doing something like this, I know that they are going to put on more of these in different parts of the UK. So go and follow their Instagram pages, particularly Stuart's, and then when they plan any more, if they're near you, then go and have a look, because I guarantee you will have an absolutely wonderful day, just like me and Lucy did, because it was fantastic. Yeah, there was so much love for my Maker's Caddy that I made, Adam Sews Maker's Caddy. And before I left for Lucy's, this arrived. So in case you're wondering, I am doing Vlogmas again this year, and I am going to be opening this every other day. So on even days, 2, 4, 6, etc. On even days, I'm going to be opening the lovely Adam Sews advent calendar. I'm so excited. And on the odd days, I'm going to be opening my lovely Beyond the Pink Door advent calendar from the lovely Andrea Beyond the Pink Door. So that's going to keep me busy. Yeah, so a little bit more about the day. I took 2 projects. In fact, I took 2 projects and some little kind of like, you know, little projects, just in because I don't know whether you know about me, but I get a bit bored sometimes and I just need other things to kind of distract my mind away and to bring me focus back again. Now, the main thing that I took with me is this. So this is my Pink Lady Sparkle Bertha cardigan. So it's a Tilly and the Buttons Bertha cardigan, which you can find in the Stretch book. And a little shout out to my absolutely wonderful friend Mandy from Make It So, because I packed up everything that I thought that I needed, and I remembered like other instructions, but because the instructions for this came from my book, I didn't put my book in there, and I thought, oh, it doesn't matter, because I remember taking pictures when I made it the other time, and I thought, oh, I think they're still on my phone. So I thought, I'll just remember. I couldn't remember which way the sleeves went on, and so I did a little mercy dash phone call to the lovely Mandy, and she was having a sports massage. I said, when you get back, you couldn't just send me the picture of how you put the sleeves in. She was like, yeah, sure, she did. So it meant that I managed to finish my make. But before then, I spent quite a lot of time appliquing these lovely sparkly letters on. And then would it have been a sewing bee event if, you know, my queen bee, sewing bee, Luke, wasn't there? Well, they weren't there, but in spirit they were, because they sent me, when their recent trip to Japan, this little rocket motif and this little planet motif, because they said that it made them think of me. So that needed to go on there as well. And I think you agree, it's just a bit of me. And yeah, it's just the Bertha cardigan, which has got the band down the front and then the hem band. Now inside, it is all finished on the overlocker, apart from this piece here. Now I was planning on finishing this on the overlocker while I was there, but my overlocker wasn't really enjoying this piece here, and actually I had to cut a little bit of it off because it just really wasn't enjoying all of those layers. It's a gorgeous sweatshirting fabric. It's just a remnant that I got from a swap table. It was I think it was just over a metre, something like that. So I only just got it out. But it was very, very thick and fluffy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it, hopefully today, if I get a chance today, with a little bit of bias binding. Now, I've got 2 pieces of bias binding. I've got this lovely Planets one from Specky Seamstress, and I've got a smaller piece of this starry one. So what I thought I might do is I'll put this starry one on the bit that you are not going to see, and then these bits down the sides that you are going to see, so that I can get it all out. And thinking about it, a lovely lady, she has a shop online called Tuesday's Child, and her name's Lisbeth, yes. And she was there and she said, oh, I've made the Bertha before, and actually I find that this bit flips over. So if you sew the bias binding on, then hopefully that will help keep that all together. And I hadn't even thought of that. So thank you for that little top tip. And yeah, so hopefully I'll get that on today, because I really, 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 really want to wear this for my sewing retreat next week, because it's only 7 days, folks. 1 week, this time next week, I will be in the lovely Peak District with so many of my sewing buddies. I can't even tell you. And so the fact that I did take some other projects that I haven't finished doesn't matter, because I will just be packing those up to take to the sewing retreat next week. So one of the little projects that I took with me, it's coming up to Christmas, so of course it's gonk bag time again. And so I just made up a couple of these little gonk bags. I have the template. I do have a tutorial for these on my channel, and I'll try and link it down below. I have a tutorial to actually make the drawstring, and then I have a separate tutorial for how to do the applique. Yeah, so those are nice and simple. So I've just done some outers and some linings, and then I will put those together. And the other project that I took with me was this one. I know I'm just showing you a plastic bag, but this is the recital shirt by Liesl & Co. Now, if you've watched me before, you might remember that I did make a start on this, and then I ran out of fabric because I'd forgotten that you needed to cut, that it was princess seamed. So when I came to have to cut a piece on the bias, I didn't quite have enough. So I got another 1/2 metre from So Confident. Luckily, they still had it in stock. So I took this, and this is kind of, it's all cut out and partially pieced. But to be honest, it was such a lovely day, and I was so busy chatting that I didn't quite get that finished. Now, the other thing that they had was, as well as all of the, you know, the Sewing Bees bits and pieces, the Sewing Bees also bought some of their stash that they, for the swaps table. So, I mean, I don't need any fabric, but it would have been a bit of a travesty, wouldn't it, not to have a look? So I had a look, and I bought some fabric home. Now I took 4 big pieces, big pieces to the swaps table, and I think they all went. I didn't see any of them left on the table at the end, so I think they all went. So I did think, well, I've taken some there, so I can pick some up. Now, one of the things that I saw was this. Now it's going to be, it might make your eyes go a bit funny, but it's this gorgeous, I'm pretty sure it's cotton, and then it's got this lovely sewn in detail. It looks a little bit like the Japanese stitching of Sewcial. It's absolutely gorgeous, and one of the ladies there made the fabric godmother, is it aspen dress with the zip at the front, and I've been wanting to make that for a while. I've got the pattern, and but because I do have a few problems with fitting fabric godmother patterns, and so I didn't want to just go and make the aspen dress out of fabric that I knew that was either expensive or that, you know, was very precious to me. But I thought this would make a really nice aspen dress, just a short sleeve version that I can wear something, because I can just wear a navy blue top underneath, or even something cream would be quite nice. So if I have a chance, I may whip this in the wash, give it a quick wash, because I don't know whether it's been pre-washed or not, and then take the aspen dress pattern with me to the retreat next week and see if I have time, because I have got quite a lot of plans for that. But that is an option, and it is beautiful fabric. I've had a quick measure. There's about 2.5 meters, so should be enough, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't made it. If you've got any other ideas, because the other thing I did think about was trousers, because I think it would make lovely trousers. So the other thing that I picked up was some crafting cottons. I am in need of a new apron. My cooking kitchen apron is in a right old mess. It really needs chucking away, to be honest, but I can't bring myself to chuck it away because I haven't made myself a new one. So I saw this, and I love the colours on it, and I love the print. They're like vintage teacups, and some of the teacups have got tea in, and then there's little tarts and cakes and things. And yeah, I just thought it was really lovely, and I think I've probably got just enough to make an apron out of that. And then next to it was this. So I thought, if I haven't got quite enough, or if I want to add pockets or straps and things to my apron, or a lining, then I can use this for that. So I couldn't resist it. I just couldn't resist it. So again, I will be washing my apron a lot. So I will overlock that and stick that in the washing machine today. And then again, if I have time, I may cut that out to make while I'm away. So the last piece of cotton that I picked up. Now, I went to the swaps tables a couple of times, and the first time I went, I didn't see this. But when I went at the end just to check if I needed to take anything away with me, this was there. And it made me think of my lovely friend Tamlin, Sewn on the Time, because look, it's got seashells in it. And there was something about the colours and the prints and yeah, everything about it. And I thought, oh, that's really, really pretty. And I'm on a bit of a tote bag making spree at the moment. Lots of people are asking me to make tote bag shopping bags for them for Christmas. So I thought that would make either a really nice outer for a tote bag, like a shopping bag, or a lining, or for pockets and things, because it's just got such lovely colours in it. It will go with lots of other colours. And because it made me think of Tamlin, it made me happy. So it came home with me, and it was there at the end of the day, so nobody else wanted it. And you know me, I can't leave unwanted fabrics anywhere. So yeah, so that just brings me on to, I've got another busy day tomorrow. So today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, and I am off to Adele's Sewing Social. So if you don't know, Adele is Sew for Serenity, and she runs a Birmingham Sewing Social. It's all day. I'll try and see if I can link the details of it down below. And yeah, and I'm going to go for the day. And what was ultra lovely, and the reason why I'm sharing it in this video, is that the lovely Kaz said, oh, I live really close to that, I may pop in. So I might get double bubble Kaz. How amazing is that? But yeah, so I'm planning to go there tomorrow. My lovely friend Lynn from So Lindy Lou is going to come and pick me up, which is very kind of her. I'm so grateful for my chauffeurs at the moment. I really am. And yeah, so she's going to come pick me up, and I'm going to spend the day. So I'm going to choose some of these projects to take with me there. And one of the things that I might take with me as kind of, you know, like things sometimes just shoot up the list, is with this lovely fabric, because I was just looking at all my stash and I was thinking, oh my goodness, how lovely does they look together? So how lovely will this look with this? I think blooming lovely. That's what I think. So this originally, when I bought it, was going to be a pinafore dress, but now I've been thinking about it, and my lovely friend Tamlin has made a pinafore out of this, which I really, really loved. But I'm like, I think what I want to make with it is trousers, because I think I'll get more wear out of trousers. So I'm going to go, because I want to make it in a day, and because I want to make it quite quickly, I'm going to go for an Old Faithful pattern, and I'm going to make it with the Betty Silk La La pattern, because that is my go-to trouser, pull-on trouser pattern. I know it fits me straight away. I need to do very minimal adjustments to it. In fact, the only thing I need to do is move the pocket and take a little bit off the bottom, and that's all I need to do. And yeah, so I'm gonna, if I have a chance today, I've suddenly realised I've given myself a lot of jobs to do today. We'll see how I get on. But if I have a chance, I'm gonna cut that out into the La La trousers. But if I don't get a chance, then I will just crack on with the recital shirt and get that sewn up tomorrow. So yeah, I've hoped you enjoyed hearing all about my day and a little bit about my week. Now, next week, as I said, I'm going away on the Sewing Social, so I will try and kind of keep you updated on what's going on with my week. Don't forget to sparkle, lovely ones. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.